Hi everybody, welcome back. And as you can see here, I am prepping for Dephemerember 2024. And Dephemerember is a series creating fun ephemera in December. And the creators behind this awesome series is Barbara of 49 Dragonfly, and I will link her channel as well as HEINZL. I will be linking both of their channels in the description box below, so you can go over to their channels and check out their channels, plus also get all of the goodie information and all of that stuff with regards to Dephemerember. Now, last year was the first time I had ever heard of Dephemerember, and I started participating in it, and I did not complete all of the prompts. What it is that you have a list of prompts, and you create something based off of those prompts. And I did not complete all of the prompts. I still have my journal that I created for that and the prompts. One day I will eventually complete those prompts. But it is time for this year's Dephemerember. And so they have already put the word out, and that if you want to go ahead and start creating your journal to either for yourself, or if you want to swap with someone else, to partner up with someone and to swap with them to make a journal for each other to be used for Dephemerember. I believe the prompt list will be available on November 15th, and the Dephemerember will start December 2nd, which will be the first day, the first prompt, and so on and so forth. But like I said, if you want to find out a little bit more actual information and find out exactly where the landing pages for everything, please go check out either Barbara's or LUISE's YouTube channel. And they are also swapping journals this year. So Barbara's making one for Louisa, and vice versa. Louisa is making a journal for Barbara. They are not watching each other's journal making videos, so that way they are surprised on the journals when they get their journals. But you can see their process on how they're making their journals, their processes, their thinking process, and how they do things are different. There's a few things that are kind of similar, but different. And I am kind of pulling in a little bit of both. But I think I'm kind of drawing more of my inner Barbara, because I'm kind of like Barbara. I don't have an idea of how my project's going to look like when I'm done with it. I just, in steps. I have kind of a basic idea or theme or something like that that I is working towards. I've been kind of playing around with different ideas, and I think I've got an idea. I've already kind of have gotten started with my journal, just the basic excuse me, the base of my journal, and then that's where we're going to start from here today. So I am going to be doing some stamping. So I have 3 stamps. I have chosen these 2 colors because it pulls 2 of the colors out from this fabric. This fabric already pulls in one of the colors from here. This material here was a pair of black jeans that I had that ended up with holes in it where you don't want holes in your pants and stuff. So I just kind of cut it up and cut it excuse me, cut up a few little rectangles. This fabric here is going to be on the inside of the cover. This is part of the outside of the cover. Let me go ahead and move this out of the way for a sec. And what I have done was I had this big paper bag, and I cut it down to the size that I want my cover to be, which is 9.5 by 9.5 by 14.5. And then this material, this used to be a piece of a excuse me guys, used to be a placemat, and I just kind of cut out the edging and just kind of cut it roughly larger than what I needed. I will cut it down smaller, and then I've already glued it down to my sack, and so I will do that now, because then that way I know I want to leave a little bit of an edge around because I would like to have a little bit of a border, a little bit of an edge there to fray. And then this will too help me know how far. I started to take this fabric off of here, and then I decided not to. So, and what I used to glue down the fabric to the bag was my my Mod Podge. And I will be we'll be doing some sewing before I attach the fabric on the inside, because that's how I'm going to attach these. So what I'm going to do is that I want to add these, stamp these onto this material using these two colors. So that's the reason why I brought out my 5x7 gel plate, so I can use that as my palette, because I'm going to be putting these on here and leaving gaps. So and then that way you can be able to see kind of like that, and then you have gaps, and then that way you'll be seeing these colors and this fabric peeking through. And I even might do some stamping on these as well, just to tie everything together. So let's do, and I'm using the Meeden, and the first color I'm going to use is yellow ochre. And these paints are new to me, so okay, I'm going to bring out my small roller just to kind of brayer it out a little bit. And I do have a deal over here, so I can put my stamps in, so that way they don't, okay, see, that's not, can you see that? Okay, so that is not dark enough. But so I don't know, maybe once I add some of the other color, I might have to use a different different color. Okay. I'm just gonna I got 2 pieces of paper here. So okay, I'm gonna try this Liquitex Basic Acrylic Cadmium Yellow Medium Hue. I'm gonna try that and see if that'll show. Oops. See if that'll show through more. If that'll show up more. Oh yeah, I think that'll show up. Because I think that other one is just too close. Oh yeah. Yeah, that one looks, yeah. There we go. Oh yeah. That one, yeah. That one's looking better. And these stamps that I'm using, I got those from PMArtist Studios. And I will also link their website and their YouTube channel below as well. and I'm not worrying about myself as far as the where my spine is going to be at this time. And actually I should have some paper down. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking that yellow better. Okay, and I'm done with this stamp, so I'm going to put it over here in my water bath, so that way it's easier for cleanup. Okay. And then these pages over here that I'm doing my brayer offs, and then these that I'm using to pick up the excess paint off of my plate, I can use those as for other everything in other projects. Okay, so do I want to go ahead and try using this cobalt blue? Now that might show up pretty good. So I think I'm going to use, and I believe the stamp that I'm using is the one that I just used, and this one is the bubble wrap, and I'm not sure about this one. It shows up, but not quite. But it does. It is a good contrast, though. Let me add just a little bit more, because I might have brayered it out a little too thin. And I'm just barely touching my brayer to the gel plate. Okay, that's a little bit better. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, I had it a little too thin. Oh yeah, I'm liking that. Okay, I think I'm gonna add just a little bit more. Okay, and I think I'm gonna come back up to this corner here. There we go. Okay. Okay, I think I am done with the stamping. So I'm just going to go ahead and clean off my brayer. I'm going to need a wipey. Wipe off my hands. off my mat. Lay that over there. And seeing what I can do also with these these papers that I created here is that I can also incorporate these into my journal because of the colors. They coordinate in with the cover, the inside and outside of the cover of my journal. So they will coordinate with my cover. Okay. So I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. I was thinking of doing some stamping on these, but oops. But what do you think? That's kind of interesting. And then I've still got some here on this plate, so what I might do is let that dry and then come back and add another color and then pull it. So I'm put my plate up there. So move these out of the way. Okay. So one thing I need to figure out is where is my spine going to be. So since this is 14 and a half, so my middle so right here's my middle. Okay, there's an inch and a half. Okay. Okay, that's my middle. So 1.5. Okay. So I'm just creating the fold of where my spine is going to be, so that way I know just so I have an idea of where my spine is for when laying out my but I don't know now. Now I'm debating on whether or not I want to cover, if I want to put any of these on here. And I'm going to do a hidden spine, because in that way you don't see where my signatures are sewn in. And yeah, right here, right along, this was a crease that was already there in the bag, which is my center. So I think that mine is gonna be a hidden spine. And that'll make my spine that much more secure. But I do want to do some sewing. I do want to do some sewing though on the cover that I don't want seen. Or does it matter now? Yeah, I think I'm not going to put those on. Decisions. So I am going to put some of my glue stick down just to re-tack down my fabric. If you guys just heard the doggy door, yeah, Chloe just came in through the doggy door, and she's got something in her mouth. And when I turned and looked at her, you should have seen the look on her face, because she has something in her mouth that she knows that she's not supposed to have. And she's chewing on it right now, which Mommy's about ready to get it and take away from her, because she knows that she's not supposed to have it. But I am still debating about because I will be sewing through both sides, and see, and I will need to cut that fabric down as well. Now, I need to decide also which is going to be the front cover and which is going to be the back. And I think this will be the front and this will be the back. And I have lots more of this fabric, so when I do my spine, I will cover it up in this fabric. That way, when I place it in here, that way it will be cohesive in here in the journal. But yeah, I like the two. I like the way it came out, because you can still see the color and the texture of the original fabric and then the stamping. And that was Miss Emma. She is not liking it because I have the door shut to the craft room. So I'm gonna pause for a moment, let the doggies go through, and I will be right back. Okay. So, decisions to make here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is put a sticky note here indicating that this is the front, and it that way. That way that I know that this is the front and this is the top. Okay, so so what I am going to do is I need to and what I might do and this crease right here, I'm not too concerned about that because when I adhere it down, that will smooth out. Okay. So I have my Mod Podge here. Shoot. There we go. So I'm going to do exactly the same way I did. I put down the fabric on the front, which, if I'm smart, I will get some paper. Put down underneath. That way I don't get it. That way I don't get it all over my mat. And I'm just going to do a little section at a time. And I'm going to kind of seal the edges as well. And see what I mean? When I smooth it out, that crease disappears. Okay. What I need to do is find me a small little dish or container that I can put some in. To make it easier. And then once I have this glued down, then I will then completely let it completely dry, and then I will take it to my sewing machine and do my sewing. And the sewing I will be doing is mainly around the edges, and who knows, I might do some fancy stitching as well. Who knows? Who knows what I might decide to do. And I might do that. I will probably do my sewing off camera because my sewing machine is set up at the table that is underneath the window here in my craft room behind me, and it's just easier to just leave it there and do my sewing there. So once I have this glued down and it's dry enough that it won't mess up my sewing machine. My sewing machine is not an expensive sewing machine. It's one got at Walmart, and it's just what brand is it? It's a Brother sewing machine, and it ain't just basic. I don't do any regular normal sewing anymore. Any sewing that I do is for my crafting, unless I need to fix something, hem something up, repair or something. But mainly I got it for crafting type sewing. I had another machine, a Singer machine that I had for years, and one day it just decided it wasn't going to work and stuff. So Me and my husband, we went down to Walmart to see what they had, and got me one. I told them I didn't need nothing fancy or anything because it was going to be mainly used for sewing paper. And so that's what I did. And I told him, I go, as long as I can be able to sew on paper and fabric, that's all I need. I used to be able to make some fancy stuff sewing when I was in school, when I was in 4-H. I used to be able to sew wool fabric. I made a wool skirt, a plaid wool skirt. The plaids matched. It was lined, fully lined. A vest that was fully lined, and yeah. Okay. Put that out of the way. And I've got a cup over here that has some water in it. I'm just going to put that in there. Whoop, get that. String. I need to get me a new piece of wax paper to put over that. Okay. Now I'm going to let this dry, and then I can then redefine where my spine is. So that's what and if it looks like there's after it dries, if there looks like there's any places that might need some extra gluing, then I have my Fabric Tack or my art glitter glue that I can put in there and get that glued down. But I think once I sew and then trim everything up evenly and stuff, I think we will be good to go. I am going to call it done for this video. So thank you everybody for joining me in the start of my Dephemerember 2024 journal. And And the next video, when I come back, I will have had this sewn all the way around. I'm thinking I might even come back, I might even sew all the way around and then even come and sew down along here. So all the way around, and then maybe do like around here and around here, just to give a little emphasis to the front and the back. And then we will see about my signatures. Because there will be 4 signatures with 5 pages each. So I gotta rewrite my little note here. Because I was going to make a little bit smaller cover, but then I decided no, I'll go ahead and stick with this because the what I was going to use wasn't going to work out quite right for this particular journal. So yeah, so I've got to rewrite out my little notes here, but I know what I'm doing and I got kind of an idea. But I think once we get the prompts, probably here I'll probably do a label or something here that says Dephemerember 2024 along the spine. I'll probably do Dephemerember 2024. So, and then as far as my focal point on the front, I will probably wait until after we get the prompt list and they kind of give us a little bit more information to go on. But I'm liking this. I'm liking my I'm liking this. I am really liking this. And this is okay. I've babbled on long enough. So yeah, I will need to. I'm thinking that with my sewing that should, but I'm probably going to add some glue in there. So, okay guys, thanks everybody. Bye-bye. Bye.